Okay, we're looking at a partially opened up Tascam 48 here, and we're talking about bent tension arms, tension arm rollers that are not 90 degrees oriented this way and 90 degrees oriented this way, which seems to be an issue at least on some of these decks where they've gotten bumped or tweaked or something like that, and I'm not sure, but it certainly looks like the same style assembly anyway as is on the Tascam 38 and the TSR8, possibly the MSR16 and the MSR24 as well. So problem may exist there, but what I did, this is just kind of a basic carpenter square, and when I purchased mine, they're very cheap. The bottom actually had some lumps on it, and so I just very briefly set that on a sander, on a belt sander, and same with back here. I just hand filed to make sure that it was nice and flat across. I've used this for a number of different things, so I think it's good enough for this. And all I did was obviously take this, and it's really important to have a good flashlight, shine it from underneath and look from the top, and that way you'll be able to see where the light is coming through and you'll be able to see if it's bent. And because the cap of the tension arm roller is the same diameter as the front and back of the roller, you can just visually compare when you're looking with your flashlight. If you set this up against the face of the 48, and obviously you're going to need to remove this dress panel, which is very simple. You need to take your pinch roller off, and then there's just 4 screws that you need an Allen wrench to take off, and then this part comes off, and then you've got a nice flat surface all the way across here that you can use. Set this right up there. Gently put it up against the tension arm, shine your light through, and look and see if it's crooked. And then likewise do the same thing from the top. And this is a little trickier because you've got a shorter reference surface here compared to all this. So you just want to make sure that you've got it nice and flat up against there. Hold it with one hand, then shine a light through this way and look from this side, or shine it through this way and look from this side and look for the light, and just gently butt it up against it. And if it's crooked, you want to think about, is I believe where it's getting tweaked, this is what we're looking at, a tension arm right here, and this is the post that this is mounted on. I think it happens right here, this metal, because there's just not quite enough holding that there, so you can apply pressure and bend it here and here. So think about that when you're tweaking yours back into place. What I did is I actually, like if it's pointing down, I took 2 fingers up top and my thumbs on the bottom and just applied pressure. You can even see it flexing there. So you just apply pressure enough so that you're kind of just pushing right beyond that flexing point, and you don't have to do too much. And then take your square in there again and have a look. Because the mounting where your tension arm mounts is a nice heavy piece of metal, I don't believe you're going to actually bend that and cause problems with this light shield that goes through the tension sensor and all that. I really think that this is the weak point, and that's what's going to respond to your tweaking efforts. So this would tweak it up. Likewise, 2 fingers below and thumbs on top to tweak it down, and this way and that way. So you just do that and you keep checking, and once you get it straight one way, straighten it the other way, and then go back and double check, because it may have kind of gone out on one of the other directions. So, but that's all I've done, and it seems to work pretty well. My supply side one was good on my deck, and my take-up side was pointing way down, so who knows, at some point this may have just gotten struck from the top. When I got this deck, My take-up reel table was pushed in, and the reel adapter was broken, and so something happened at some point, and that may have happened to yours. And once you get these straight, there's really not a lot of pressure that tape puts on them. So I don't think they get bent just from normal use. I think it happens if there's trauma and people aren't careful with them, and they're done with analog and they put this up on their shelf and slide it around, and at some point it just gets knocked by something, and it wouldn't take much. So that's what I've been doing, and I hope that helps.